to my channel, and in today's video I am reviewing my goals that I set at the beginning of 2023. I'm a little bit late to doing this mid-year reset, but we had a lot going on in June and July, so we're doing it right at the end of July, and that's okay. It doesn't really matter when you do it. It's roughly mid-year. So I'm going to be reviewing the goals that I set and also having a look and seeing if any need changing or if I need to add any more, how it's all going, all of that kind of thing. So stick around and we're going to start off with my social media goals. So for my social media goals, I split them into YouTube, Instagram and TikTok, and I set 4 goals for each one. So I have a follower or subscriber goal, I have a kind of monetary goal for a couple of them, and just sort of uploads and the things that I wanted to do or my intentions for the year. Starting with YouTube, I set a goal of 3,000 subscribers. I think I was at just under 1,500 at the start of the year. I set a goal of 1 sponsored video, uploading 4 times a month of main videos, and then uploading 4 shorts a month. So let's review that first. I do not think I'm gonna hit my goal of 3,000 subscribers. I've had a bit of a slow start to the year. It's just picked up again recently. So I'm definitely gonna change that goal. And I think maybe judging on how things have been going the last month and my kind of motivation at the moment to upload to YouTube, I think I'm going to aim for 2,500. I apologise for my voice that it squeaks randomly, like it might have just done then. I have been recovering from losing my voice, so it's taken a while to recover. So 2,500 subscribers, that's going to be my new goal. I am currently today on about 1,812, I think, the last time I checked. So I'm getting there. I'm really close to 2,000. I'm hoping to get to maybe 1,900 at the end of August. Sorry, not July, because that's like now, but at the end of August. It's ambitious, but I'm increasing my uploads. So yeah, that's my goal for that. Next one was 1 sponsored video, which I'm still working on. This has been the hardest platform for me to monetize, apart from Instagram, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, every time I get offered a collaboration, which I get offered quite a lot of collaborations on here, but every time I ask what their budget is or if you know, send my rates over, it just gets rejected. And my rates are low, I know that for a fact. But I don't know, people don't want to pay for YouTube. I think because they're low for YouTube, but higher than what like my TikTok rates are. But even when I ask for a budget, they usually just say we don't have one. So I'm still working on that one. Upload 4 times a month. I actually failed that quite early on. It's been an up and down year, mainly up, but I've had to kind of prioritize in other areas of my life. So YouTube did not get as much prioritization at one point, but I'm really hoping to change that. I think of all my platforms, this is going to be the one I'm prioritizing the most for the rest of the year because I love it the most. It just takes a long time. I've spoken about that before on this channel, but I do just love it. But I'm going to keep that goal for the rest of the year. I'd like to stick for the rest of the year to 4 videos a month minimum. So hoping for over the summer holidays, because I'm a teacher, so I have a bit more time. I'm hoping to increase it to 2 videos a week, but other than that, 4 times a month, pretty much like 1 video a week. Upload 4 shorts a month. I've been quite good at uploading shorts. It's easy in a way because I just repurpose like my TikToks or any other little clips that I film in vertical form throughout the day. So I feel like that one's easy. But I'm actually hoping in the summer to increase to 4 a week because you can schedule them in advance. So we'll see, that's quite ambitious. So we'll go in for 4 a week. I don't know if I'll keep that for the rest of the year, but we'll see how long I can maintain that. It's harder when I'm working because I work as a teacher the first half of the week and then I'm home with the girls. So when I'm on my own and my husband's at work Monday to Friday, it's just hard because you don't always get the time. So I'm really going to utilize the summer holidays to kind of give it all I've got. So Instagram, I set a goal of 1,900 subscribers. What was I at the beginning of the year? Let me find out. At the beginning of the year, I was 1,835. Now that probably doesn't seem like an ambitious goal to go from that to 1,900, but my growth on Instagram was so slow last year, almost like backwards at points. I just didn't want to really set myself a high target. Instagram has not been my priority this year. I show up on stories, I post when I want, but it's just not been my priority. So I'm upping that goal, because I did hit that goal a few months ago actually, to 2,000 followers, because I'm getting closer and closer to that. So upping that to 2,000. My other goals were increase engagement. I don't even know how to tell if that's worked or not. Post 2 times a week, but at the moment I just post as and when. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's none. Like I said, Instagram is just not a priority for me this year. I am on there pretty much every day, but it's just like as and when. There's not really a lot of thought that goes into my Instagram. And then reply to every message or comment. I've been so much better at this year, so that's keeping as a goal, because I'm doing really well with that. I don't get loads of comments and messages, so it does make it easier, but I am really consciously trying to reply to them, even if I don't reply until like a week later, because just life gets in the way. I do always try and go back and either reply, or if it's something that maybe doesn't need a reply, at least heart the message, so just an acknowledgement that I've read it. And TikTok. So my goal was 30,000 followers. What was I at the start of the year? I was 24,043. So I thought that was reasonable based on my growth the previous year, but we'll come back to that one. 1 sponsored video, create more original content and go live more. Well, I don't think I'm gonna hit 30,000 followers. My growth on TikTok has been so painfully slow. I just haven't grown at all. Like, it's really just tailed off. The last year or 2, I had quite a lot of growth, and then it's just died off. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just more saturated. My content's just not there, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So I'm going to reset that to 28,000, which I still don't even know if I'm going to hit that, but I want to be a little bit ambitious. I mean, at the moment I'm on about 25,100. So that's how little I've grown this year. Not a lot at all, but never mind. 1 sponsored video. This is where it's really done well though. I got my first sponsored video in March, and I've had 1 or 2 minimum of sponsored videos every month, but not just sponsored, also UGC ones. So that's user generated content, where I will make, basically I'll make an advert that would go on social media for a brand, but it won't appear on mine. And I love those ones because it gives me a bit more flexibility of what I can do, because it doesn't have to link with Motherhood. And it's just, I don't know, they usually give you more of a script. Like, I just really enjoy doing UGC. I find the ones that go on my platform, I find quite pressurizing. Because it's sort of my face, and you know, I have to make sure it fits with my audience. I really want to genuinely believe in it. I mean, I do with UGC as well, because it's still my face, but I see myself more as like an actor and director in the UGC ones, whereas on my platform it's more like an influencer role, so it's just a bit more pressure. But that's been going so well. I'm so pleased with that. I'm hoping to do more UGC this summer. I would like to kind of set myself up as a bit of a UGC creator, put my portfolio in one place, and kind of start reaching out to brands now, because they've just been reaching out to me. But I'd really like to start being like, look, here's my work, you know, can I work, you know, can I create content for you, sort of thing. So that's a goal that I smashed way back when. So I might, I don't really know. I don't know whether to reset that one or not. I wasn't going to, but maybe I could put like 1 a month now, maybe. So I might change that to 1 a month. More original content, yes and no. So at the end of last year, I discovered page sounds on TikTok. So you basically create content based on a sound, and sometimes there's a brief, sometimes there's not a brief, sometimes it's very specific, sometimes it's very loose. It can really range, but it does mean that my content has gone a bit ski-whiff from where I originally started. I do pick and choose still, because some of them are just either not appropriate sounds, or I'm like, that's nothing to do with it. I try and make it link with either motherhood or like husband and wife content, or sort of mental health content, or teaching, like one of the areas of my life, I suppose one of my content pillars, if you like. So I do try and do that, but sometimes it's hard, and sometimes it's just easy to do like loads of those, just get them out and get the money in. It's paid for our bathroom. So what I'm trying to do is do more original content, which is basically, I just mean like me talking even, or I'm not saying like I'm doing comedy sketches or anything, because that's just not my style, but even just like me talking, like me having the original sound, trying to do a mixture of those and the paid sounds, because the paid sound is my biggest money earner. So I do want to keep doing those, because it's a lovely little side income that I am slowly turning into a little side business. So yeah, kind of need to work a little bit more on that one. And then go live more. I went live once in January. It's not for me. It's not for me. I don't know what to talk about on it. What do people talk about on live? I see people go live all the time. I personally never watch lives, because I find them boring unless it's like certain creators that I'll enjoy going live. But usually I just find it boring, because it's people just sat talking. like this really, but with less purpose and it goes on longer. So I don't know, if you go live on any social media platforms, let me know, what do you talk about, what do you do, like how do you do it, because it makes me nervous. So that one, I'm keeping it on there, and I've been live once. I don't know if I'm going to go live anymore. Okay, so now on to my more personal goals, which I keep in a different bullet journal. So my first goal was health, and it was to get ill less, because I was ill so much last year, to rest more and to be fitter and stronger. This is going really well actually, overall, compared to last year. So I have been roughly going to the gym 3 times a week, although I did take a little bit of a break. We had a lot going on recently, so I did take a bit of a break. But yeah, 3 times a week. I aim to go Monday, Thursday and Saturday, and that's been working really well. I've definitely noticed a difference in that. I've definitely been ill less. I was ill at the beginning of the year. I had labyrinthitis, which is like a dizziness, an imbalance of fluids in your ear, so that wasn't fun. And then I was ill recently again with like really bad sinusitis. This is what I'm still recovering from. I think I got that 3 or 4 weeks ago in my sinuses. That lasted about 2 weeks and then it went to my voice. So yeah, I've been struggling with that recently, but other than that, I've been a lot better. Even my hay fever's been more under control. And then I've definitely been resting more. I've been a lot more conscious of rest, making it a priority, but I still could be better at that. I have been feeling a little bit burnt out recently, definitely trying to spin too many plates. So this summer holidays, as much as I want to like be productive on here, I also want to rest and make sure I'm prioritising that. My next sort of big goal is to slow down, and kind of links with the rest. So this is to get a better work-life balance, to be more connected and present, and to have less rushing around. And I've been doing really well with that. So I have been trying to have work-free Sundays, although again, recently this comes back into the balance of being a bit off recently. I've been editing on YouTube, which in some ways I see it as a hobby. Like, it is a hobby. I don't really get paid a lot. I get paid pittance for AdSense, so it is really a hobby. So I kind of don't mind doing that because I do get a lot of fulfillment from that, and it kind of rests me in a different way. Like, it helps to like get my creative juices going, so I don't mind that. But I haven't been doing any like teacher work, and I've been trying to, well, no housework on Sundays, just like the daily stuff, so that's been a lot better. Being a bit more conscious of my screen time and trying not to be on it as much, that's been a lot better. Well, one of the big ones is no double booking. So like no double booking an activity for the girls, no double booking kind of an activity for me, and also only 1 activity a day. Now that's been really good. I've been sticking to that quite well. And by activity I mean like a play group or like a party, not rushing around basically. So that's been working really well, and I feel like my motherhood life in many ways has slowed right down, and it's been lovely. I've really been enjoying it. I've been spending a lot more quality time with the girls. It's just been a lot better. And then the other one linking with that is to create a simpler life. So that's kind of all my personal goals. So that's to manage the housework better and to declutter. So I did a big decluttering thing at the beginning of the year. I could probably do with another little mid-year one actually. That is probably something I could do, another declutter. And then the housework, I started out the year trying to do the organised mum method, which is where you do like a little bit every day. It just didn't work out. I get so tired after my work, so Monday to Wednesday teaching, and then coming home being with the girls and then trying to do content, I just couldn't do it. So then I was trying to do it on Saturdays, which kind of worked, but then it meant that like every Saturday, and then I was trying to do it like from Thursday to Saturday. It's just, I couldn't find a rhythm. But to be honest, we've ended up hiring a cleaner. So sometimes she does 2 hours a week, sometimes she does 1 hour depending, but that's been helping a lot. And then I've just been doing anything else that needs doing in between. So that's been massively helping with that. I feel like I'm sweating. I'm in the conservatory now and it's so hot, but if I open a door, you're gonna hear the background noise. But I think you're just gonna have to hear the background noise because I am so hot. Oh, that is better. Yeah, so that's kind of my personal goals, and then I set some spiritual goals as well. Get more involved in church. I mean, I'm already on the kids team, so I kind of feel like I was doing that anyway. But I think I have. feel like I've been very involved in many ways. We've been going to our weekly toddler group there and like hanging around afterwards, just hanging out with people. I feel like my friendships at church have developed more recently, which has been lovely. So that's been going well. Attend more events. We've kind of done that, but I feel like I could be better. But it's so hard as a mum, like unless it's a family event, I find it very hard because often I've just missed them or forget them. Like I just don't put them in my diary. Or I just like we'd have to get a babysitter, or it'd have to go out late at night. And I mean anywhere after 7 because I go to bed like at 9. So yeah, that could be better, but also I feel okay about what we have been doing. And then the other one is to attend this big like yearly camp thing, like a festival, like a church festival called Awaken. And we haven't done that yet, but we are booked on. We're going at the end of August, so watch out for those vlogs. So yeah, we have definitely done that one. I haven't joined a small group yet, but we don't really have one for my age. It is something I'm constantly thinking about though, and I would love to get something started in that by the end of the year. We did used to have one, but then we all had kids and it kind of disbanded. But I've been speaking to... Yes, darling? Okay, go for a wee with then, darling, that's fine. Sweet little girl. Yeah, so I would like to get something sorted with that. And then just read more of the Bible. I've been a lot better this year at reading the Bible. I try and get up early before the kids, but since it's turned lighter with the summertime, they've just been getting up with me. So I've not been great recently at doing that. I need to get back into the habit of waking up and reading my Bible. Even if the kids are up with me, I just need to do that, no excuses. But overall, this year has been really good with that. I've read so much more of the Bible than I've ever read before, and I really enjoy just that quiet time in the morning of like waking up, starting the day with a coffee and some time with God.
When you've done your filming, can you play with the Barbie with me?
I can, yeah. We could go outside if you want, because it's very warm.
It was raining.
It was raining, but it's not raining now.
Did it soon dry?
We might have to dry it, but...
It might be because the sun is drying it now.
It is. I'm nearly finished my filming now. You can play here if you want while I film. I've nearly done, actually.
I was in my rocket. Have you done?
Almost. I'm just going to say bye-bye to everybody. So that is pretty much it. Those are my goals. That's how it's been going. I am really pleased with this year. I'm in a lot better place than I was this time last year. Last summer I was actually very depressed. I'm not very happy. I felt like I spent most of last year very just depressed. It's the only way to say it. I just was depressed, and I don't feel depressed this year. So I've really come out of that, and I'm really starting to enjoy life. And also I feel like, this sounds so cheesy, but I'm figuring myself out a lot more. Like I feel like I'm learning how I tick, and I'm, yes darling, and I'm being a lot more gracious with myself because of it. We've had a few unexpected challenges this year, but the thing that I've noticed is that I've recovered a lot quicker from it, whereas it would have sent me into such a spiral in previous years. But I've got a lot more tools in place to help me with that, and I just feel like having these goals as a focus has really benefited me and really helped me with that. I definitely still need to work on balancing my time. It's the biggest thing that I struggle with, balancing my time between work, motherhood, hobbies,
I
life.
play now with you?
Yeah, I'm just finishing off, darling.
I want you to do it tomorrow.
I'm really nearly done. I've got like one more thing to say. So the only other thing to say is that, yeah, thank you for all your support this year, and let me know what your goals are in the comments, and I'd love to hear kind of where you're at with your goals. Have you set any goals? And I think that's my cue to go and get back to mum life. So, yeah. Bye guys, thanks for watching.